Marc, thanks for having us here today at Liverpool, and thanks for showing us around the tower. And first of all, for everybody, could you just introduce yourself, please?
Okay, my name's Marc. I'm one of the air traffic control watch supervisors here, and I'm responsible for one of the teams, and I'm also responsible for flight safety at Liverpool Airport.
Okay, brilliant. And how long have you worked in ATC for?
I've been here for, well, at Liverpool I've been 16 years, and I started in ATC in 1991.
Blimey.
So yes, were you even born then?
I was born in 1990, so yeah,
just about.
I was only small. Yeah.
Yeah, so quite a while.
Perfect. So why were you first interested in ATC?
I think I was one of those lucky people when I was a youngster that I found an interest in a career I wanted to do from as long as I can remember. And unlike all my friends at school didn't know what they wanted to do, I was quite focused on that. Obviously, it's not the easiest of industries to get into in career path. So.
Okay, and how did you first get into ATC then?
Well, I first started working for Jersey Airport, and I worked in the Met Office as a meteorological assistant, which involved preparing weather charts for the forecasters and doing the half-hourly weather observations, or obviously when the weather was bad, doing special reports whenever. Okay. It was we used to get quite a lot of fog there, and so it was quite an interesting job and everything. And then I'd been there for a couple of years, and an air traffic control assistant position came available, which I was quite interested in doing, so I applied for that, and I was successful.
So you mentioned some other jobs there. You said about the Met Office,
yes,
and the observers,
yes,
and also the assistants. So I noticed today when I've been walking around here, at first I thought that maybe we'd have somebody in the tower, maybe
yes,
somebody on ground,
yes,
and maybe somebody in radar.
Right.
I'm actually quite surprised by the amount of people that actually work here. So can you tell us a bit more about the roles that are involved in ATC? Maybe things such as, I noticed might be some engineers downstairs as well.
Yes.
Do we have some engineers based here?
Yeah, we have a great air traffic control engineering team that's based here, and they're responsible for the day-to-day maintenance of all the equipment. They do regular servicing on the radars and check the alignment's correct, etc. And then if we do have any unserviceabilities, they're on call. They're either around or they're on call to come and fix things like the ILS, ILS brakes, or most modern equipment's quite reliable these days. So they're busy doing all sorts of things, and that, as well as repairing things, they're constantly replacing and updating equipment. So it's all modern, and at the moment they've done a big project where they've replaced all the power supplies. So we've got a great uninterrupted power supply if the mains power goes and everything to keep the service going.
Excellent. So are they responsible for just things on site as well, or are they responsible for maybe the NDB? Because I know there's an NDB over near Rome.
There is an NDB, yes. Yes, they go out and do maintenance on that.
Okay, so quite a wide scale of,
yes,
jobs.
Yes, and they're responsible for the radios as well, all the fire service and stuff they use, and all the ops drivers that are out on the airfield, and they make sure that they've just made them all digital recently.
So what exactly does your job include? So when you say that maybe an air traffic controller, maybe some people just think of that as maybe sat in the tower, making a few transmissions, talking to a couple of aircraft, but can you tell us really the day in the life of an air traffic control officer?
That's a really exciting and interesting question, yeah.
Apart from all the tea drinking.
Yeah, biscuit eating, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's the great thing about a job like this is every day is different, and some days you can have a great day and it will just run smoothly. You'll come in and do, majority of us here based here do radar and tower, so you do a bit of tower controlling, a bit of radar controlling. If you've got a trainee, you do some mentoring with them, help teach them and advise them. But then some days, it can, things happen, like you can get emergencies, and so you have to deal with that, and it has a knock-on effect. Because a lot of the time, when you get an emergency, the majority of the time everything lands safely, and but then there's a lot of associated paperwork with it. And as a radar and tower controller, even if the frequency is quiet, doesn't mean you're not doing other things in the background and speaking to different people. So there's a lot of multitasking involved.
So you mentioned emergencies there,
yes,
and you didn't seem very fazed by the emergencies at all. Is it something you practice for regularly, and,
yes,
and what kind of practice do you do?
Well, an emergency can happen at any time, and whether it's like one of the small light aircraft or one of the big commercial ones, and so everyone's prepared. And we do lots of emergency training, so we do annual training, we do quarterly training, we go and do simulator training at another airport that's got a 3D simulator. We use that and practice different emergencies. We do constant discussions about emergencies and how to deal with them. But it's like anything, you can practice as much as you want for an emergency, but until you experience one for yourself, depending on what it is, you don't know how you're going to react to it. But the majority of the times it's quite cool and calm. Because to be honest, a lot of the work we do from our side is we just initiate the emergency with the emergency services, and it's our team over at the fire service that do all the hard work to come out and actually deal with anything. and once we've initiated it, we just sit back and update them and watch what's going on, really. So.
I noticed when we were downstairs in the radar room as well, there were lots of different screens.
Yes.
And at first, many people think maybe Liverpool Airport, you'd have the tower and of course Liverpool radar.
Yes.
But I noticed there may be another airport involved here as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we're responsible. So we're known as an air traffic service provider. So we can provide air traffic services. We're a separate company from the airport, so we're contracted to provide air traffic control to Liverpool Airport. But we're also contracted to provide air traffic control to Doncaster Airport. And how that works is we've got part of our team, we've got 9 or 10 people that are based in the tower at Doncaster Airport, controllers, assistants. We've got some ATE engineers there as well that are responsible for the equipment on that airfield, and a manager there. And then the radar is done from this building, the Doncaster radar. Fantastic.
I mean, it seems very busy down there as well on Doncaster radar. Do you get lots of light aircraft flying through as well?
Yeah, Doncaster, has it. Yeah, it's. At the moment, it's not that busy as a commercial airport, but they have a lot of cargo movements, and the commercial flights the last couple of years have started to increase quite a lot. We have a lot of Wizz Air flights in and out of there, and then they've got a Flybe base opening shortly, so that will again increase from March. The IFR movements at the airport, but we also have a lot of training at Doncaster, IFR training, and then there's a lot of we talk to a lot of aircraft, the light aircraft, VFR, that sometimes they want to transit the controlled airspace, sometimes they're just outside and they want someone to talk to.
And a little bit about Liverpool as well in terms of traffic levels. You mentioned Doncaster's growing there.
Yes.
Liverpool seems to be getting quite busy as well.
Yeah, so at Liverpool we've got a very big GA community, and we've got 5 flying schools over there, 4 fixed wing and a helicopter one, so they're busy, but their traffic levels tend to depend on what the weather's like, because they fly visual rules, so it has to depend on what the wind is and what the general weather is, a good day and everything. But the IFR movements are increasing again. So we peaked a few years ago, and then with the recession and everything, the traffic levels dropped. But now we've got an increase by the based airlines like Flybe, Ryanair, EasyJet and Wizz Air. They're all increasing their services. We've got new services by Blue Air and Czech, and Aer Lingus are changing their schedule from 2 to 4 flights a day, but using ATRs instead of the Airbus. So it's sort of lots of gradual increase of movement. And I think this winter has been one of the busiest winters we've had for commercial traffic.
And lastly, Liverpool, while I've been here, seems a very, very happy place. Everyone seems to get on, everyone seems to enjoy the job.
Yes.
Is it a nice place to work? Do you particularly enjoy it?
Yes, it's a good place. Half of the enjoyment of working here is not just the traffic level, as the team. We have some great teams, everyone gets on really well. And everyone expects air traffic control to be very serious, and obviously when it's busy, safety is our priority, so it is serious. But in the quiet times, there is a fun element to it and everything.
Well, thank you, Marc. We really appreciate that, and we'll let you get back down to radar now.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you. Cheers.
In the meantime, if you have any questions that you may want answering, drop us a message. Our contact details are in the description below. You can also visit touchdownpoint.co.uk. In aviation, there's always something new to learn, and we're looking forward to learning with you. Until next time, stay safe and happy flying.